You and the other freshmen arguably had the most unique freshman experience of any class ever. So can you walk me through your feelings when you learned that the season was canceled?
I was actually in a room with all my other freshman teammates, and we got that text and we were devastated. We had been told a few days earlier that our season was just going to be suspended for 2 weeks, and we were already upset about that. But when we got the text that our season was over, we were extremely upset. We pretty much all started crying, and we ended up walking to Starbucks, which is like a block away, and we saw one of our seniors there, and it was just devastating. She was just bawling. And like, it's not just that year that you've worked your whole life to get to where you were, and then that first year is just over. It was horrible. It really was. I'm Diane Torregrossa. I just finished my freshman year at University of the Sciences. I'm a pharmacy major and I play first and third.
In dealing with having your season like canceled, it kind of forces you to think about who you are outside of the game more than you possibly ever have. So like, did you think about that more or like struggle with it?
A little. I ended up taking about almost a month break from anything softball. I was like, I need to kind of relax a little, get back to where I was, and it was hard. I ended up running every day. It was different. I wasn't a runner, I'm not a runner, but I had to take a step back, definitely, just to kind of figure out where I was.
Yeah. So what was your experience in trying to regain motivation to train when you went back home?
It was frustrating, especially hitting. I wasn't where I was before I got to school during our season, and I was extremely frustrated. That first time that I hit off the tee after a month off, it was rough. It was really rough. It was so frustrating, but I just I record my swing, I'll slow-mo it, and kind of broke down my swing and tried to just make little adjustments until it felt right.
Mm-hmm. Where do you look for motivation and encouragement and discipline?
I'm a big baseball person, so Derek Jeter's huge, so any of his quotes, stuff like that. MLB in general, they always post good stuff, and even just the videos of the MLB players just working out at home. The NCAA softball page, like stuff like that.
So what's the biggest lesson you've learned from the pandemic as it relates to sports?
That you don't know how much time you have on the field, and just leave your heart on the field when you're playing.
If you could tell your 14-year-old self anything, like softball player to softball player, what would it be, and what do you wish you knew then that you know now?
That it's okay to be frustrated and to be upset, but you can't let it affect how you play on the field. You can't like stop or give up. You got to just keep going. You just work as hard as you can, whether it's at practice, whether you're going to the gym by yourself, in the classroom, just all together, just work as hard as you possibly can. That way, when you're given a chance, that you can really prove that you're there to play.